We're third new year, and I hate to report to you that I have failed in one of my first resolutions. The the talk of violence and the anger, the beef, and the resentment starting to rear its head again. Now, no animals killed, no women raped, no women beat, nobody killed, nobody hurt, but a few good deeds given. But the negativity, the anger, the violence starting to come back in there, particularly in the talk, and saying some things that one shouldn't say. So you say, okay, I fucked up big time. What do you do as a society to move forward? Because empty, oh, I'm sorry, and then they do the same shit over and over and over again. See, there's something in the middle. I'm talking about this in a telepresence context. This is a little bit different. I'm going to try to work on my public speaking, but we're talking about a telepresence context. Say, for example, we are in this quantum universe, okay? A lot of it I don't even believe. I mean, it's like I think I know, like Ozzy Osbourne. I think I know, but I'm never quite sure. But it's like I don't want to throw all that away. I said, if it is a quantum universe and people are quantumly entangled, pretty much my commitments to not say angry or violent things towards Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos. Those were two of the big commitments. And I sit in the privacy of my own home. I've never met the people. I've never seen them in my life. But in my mind, it's a battle I'm dealing with a phone and a system. And I get bitter and I yell and I get angry, and sometimes I start talking shit. And I start saying things that I wish I didn't say, and then it starts going downhill. And if you feel that way, and I promise you do, a lot of you, because I've been observing this a lot, is it just really starts to drag you down. And I feel like it could lead to war, and over time it erodes. The principles erode. Now, I've held on to some of these, but for the sake of this, we're talking about redemption, penalties. The penalties. One of the things, my biggest grudge, my biggest stone against Mark, and hopefully it will be a stone to release him out of the miry clay. I guess is I'm not going to put words in it. Well, see, that's another thing. Got to focus. But the big stone I had against him was where is your level of justice? Which, by the way, I had said some anti-Semitic things the other day, and I apologize real quick. Do I consider myself an anti-Semite? No. But I've got a Robbie. I'm going to report to him about it, and I'm going to see what he has to say. I don't know. This is my first time actually having to face the storm, as my book says, but I'm facing these guys. Most people don't face them. They just keep on, and because I tell you what, a lot of them, they ain't so cool. They might be. And you owe it to the world. I owe it to the world. That was part of my commitment, was saying that, hell, I mean, if I got to die, so mote it be. And I'm going to walk up here and I'm going to address this issue and fix it, because though I may not know Mark, though I may not know Jeff, which I failed Jeff this year. It was 1 strike Tyler, 0 strike Jeff this year. I'm really ashamed to report, but it's one of these things where we went and we said some things, and the past is coming up, and these terrible deeds that we've done as men or women. You know, how are we going to account for this? Some people don't believe in God or the devil or any of that karma junk, but how are we going to make things right? Because, buddy, I'm telling you what, I feel like time is short. I can't speak for you, but I know for myself, I'm heading downhill. And I wanted to be serving people and servants and help, and hey, for my friends, it should be a mental son. I mean, hey, if things were bad in the past between the SS and the Jews, maybe we can be a Mendelssohn. I mean, who says that we have to do violence and kill each other and hate again? I mean, we can, if it gets violent. But, yeah, but it's one of those things where I feel like it kind of hurts when you think about it. I feel like I betrayed my brother, or I feel like I betrayed my sister. And that is important, I think, for people to understand when you're dealing with a quantum universe. We don't know, per se, what the quantum is, and people aren't really important. They say they're not. But entanglement supposedly is a phenomenon that's not well understood. And it's something that is very important, because if you tangle it up and you create a knot kind of like this, which I don't know, they talk about that string theory bullshit, and I don't know. That's MIT jargon. But I'm compelled towards it for the sake of the people, because I've just got a gnawing feeling. It's been at me for a very long time that something is going on here, and it could all go to hell. And I mean bad hell, buddy. And we're not gonna go there. I mean, I'm not gonna. That would be a spoiler. We're not gonna go there, but that is pretty wicked, ain't it? Yeah, we're not going to go there. We're talking about how can a man redeem himself. People want to punish and burn and stick and, ooh, you did something bad, I know what you did last summer. And to a degree, I'm all for atonement. I mean, if you don't atone, like he said, but I have a different methodology, the way my mind works. Like, some people make a video, say for example, and there's bad stuff on it. I've got to people either have to let me know, or I have to be responsible enough to take it down. If I'm not responsible enough to take it down, I'm a piece of shit. There's a few Bezos videos in the beer videos laced in there that I've got to take down. It takes hours to go through there. I look forward to a friend. But that's okay, because to me, what these men are or where they are, this is a quantum universe. And as a quantum being, one tries to be at a level of peace and stability. So when there's a disruption in the rifts, it's going to create problems. And there are people that are probably well scholared way years ahead of me on that. And they can tell you if it's a hoax or if it's not a hoax. And that's one of the things, like, how do you make things right to the birds? You say, don't blame me. I said, I say a joke about birds. What if somebody steals it through my phone? So how do you know that I'm not setting traps for you? Is what I'm saying. Because I think everybody to some degree has to employ some level of deception to survive. That's just how it is. And, I'm not trying to, some guys want you to make amends for deceiving them if they feel like they're deceived. And my call to action on this, because I know I'm really going a bit vague, I want my challenge to all the people, the Arabs, the Jews, the Gypsies, the Gentiles, the Catholics, the Protestants, the Baptists, the Pentecostals, everybody, hell, every person, really, I don't know. You don't have to take this call to action, but you owe it to yourselves. I'm paying you one forward because I feel bad. This is one I had to dig up through the pain, the drudgery. Work on your communication skills. Work on your communication skills and love each other more. Love each other more and watch out, because there are bad elements that are probably rigging your things to fight against each other. What I like, if somebody, what the big book says, AA big book, is which I did the self-help, and I was one of the few alcoholics that actually did read the whole book. And if you want to listen to it, I read it just for you. It took me 24 hours to read it, ironically. It's a 24-hour-a-day program. It's a 12-step program. It's a good program. I've been an asshole about it, but go in the playlists and I'll read it to you word for word. There is some really good doctrine in there. I guess as far as life is concerned, it says in the big book, when we make mistakes, we promptly admit it. And we seek to go and make things right. You got to do a self-cleansing, a self-checklist. You got to go back and look and say, hey, did I wrong somebody? Did I fuck somebody out of a deal? And I know that sounds kind of bad and silly, but that's the real reality of it to me. And I went on this quest of forgiving people. And then the last two stones was the B and the B, and it's getting real ugly. And I'm like, into a world war. What it is it's bad blood against brothers. Bad blood. Animosity among the brethren. Animosity among the brethren. Animosity among the sisterin. There's animosity among their, and that's your generations for your wars. But in terms of these strings and the longevity of the planet, or the longevity of potentially simulation theory, a lot of people think it's a simulation. And I've been looking into that. and that worries me. We look at the longevity of the simulation, and then we look at, okay, some of this shit's kind of scary. I said, man, I'll lose my very soul over it. A lot of them don't believe that. I mean, the guy that's going to blow your head off for talking shit, he doesn't care. And, you know, there's a lot of people that just, they do a lot of damage to the planet over that. And that's why I've been as bold as I've been. And I'm going to try to retard all of these remarks, the violence. Again, Allah be with you. You know, bless the Jews. I know it seems empty. Does it seem so empty after a tear like that? Does it seem empty? Does it seem empty? Now think about this. What have you already built there? Because I've built, I don't know if it's social credit, but you kind of build a bit there. So I don't know. Sometimes a lash, I don't know if a lash helps or hurts, as long as no violence. Just remember that. If you can keep your hands off a fucker, or not blow a motherfucker away because you're plucking these strings, and they're like moving these strings around and stuff, and you know, it's one of those, you know, you get them, you know, poking right into you, and the next thing you know, it's you weren't able to satisfy what was needed to be done for the earth. You get what I'm getting at. Natural law, sort of mathematics, and that's where I'm going. And I've been a bad guy, but it looks like what it is somebody's mapping, and they're taking it out on me. What I'm suspecting. And I'm just hoping that everybody can, you know, hey, let's get it together, and this is what's going on, and this is what's going on, and just kind of smooth it in. And I think, hopefully, if I can do better, and we go through, you'll see what I mean by the envelope and the smoothness. And, you know, even in the war, even in the midst of animosity, you know, the smoothness, because it's got to be done a certain way. Because I mean, I don't know. See, because I'm thinking about futures. But there's a lot of things I don't always know. But I do know right now, if we have, say, linearity, there's string element here, string element there, and it's not going in. It's I'm telling you, I don't want to give away all the good stuff, because, you know, I'm saving that up. Still learning, still trying to go, but what can I do? Like you say, these people, you can't do anything. You've already ruined it. So I'm going to give you a warning. If you ever get in that state, you try to opt for the most positive option. The negativity is going to polarize you. It's going to pull you down. It's where I'm starting to look at things in terms of energy and, you know, my moods and my behaviors, and right to try, and, you know, they run me through the fucking shredder. I don't expect them to treat me any better than a piece of shit on the ground, but as long as they're feeding me and paying me, then I have to at least, you know, do something for them. I said, wow, look at that big old tree fell down right there. So yeah, another thing is, what is that? There's an email, constant Contact's important. They say keep your friends close, your enemies closer. When that distance comes in, it gets scary. And for me, it's a gentle axe. It gnaws away day by day, and you let it slide, or you'll let it slide, and you got a call, and then it's like, hey, I don't want to hurt my friend. I try to treat everybody like brothers and friends. I said, we're just bruising pockets, hopefully not bodies, but then the violence talk starts surfacing, and it's taming a man is taming yourself is probably, I have to say, the biggest challenge that anyone may face. Some people are good at it naturally, but others like me, there's a few things. I don't know if it was Dan Pena or somebody who said it through him, but success is an inside job. Success is an inside job, and when you're raised like a slob, you're raised in a den of alcoholics, yelling and violence and loud music and gore, and all that type of stuff, which to me, the older I've got, is I think there's an underlying code, and I guess if you have any suggestions, can you give me some? Any suggestions, please? How to improve. We're trying to figure out how to make amends, make things right. And so we get these situations where they'll psych each other out. One will get in the other's mind. You got to listen to Sapolsky in game theory. I wouldn't go as far to say as a national security issue, but it can get right up there with it, and that's no shit, because I've seen it, in every facet of the economy, and it's one of those things where, you couldn't even begin to calculate the damage. And it's like, had a good old officer say, every officer's different. I'm like, well, yeah, everybody else is different. But pretty much what I'm dealing with is I'm a man. When you think of me, try to think of the new world man of Rush. I'm just a log of shit, but I will not attack you. Me personally, don't care who you are, that's my default preposition. I'm here to assist. Task force multiplier. And I don't mind helping anyone. It's just here you find, unfortunately, it's a good way of doing it. You really can bulldoze through the prejudice right up through the top. That's how I've done it. I've had to do it. I have no other way. They get you into the most peculiar jams, and anything you do is going to be wrong. But, it's like master and commander, you got to choose the lesser of two evils. Try to, for what they say, and, they'll leave you up there to simmer. You try sitting in an attic with no thermostat for 3 months, drinking beer in a little cubicle for 3 months, and your internet doesn't work, and you don't even have a fucking computer. And you try knocking on doors, and cops start shooing you off, and you live on $5,000 a year. Yeah, $5,096 a year. And then come talk to me about, why I feel the way I feel. Men like Mark, men like Jeff, if I do use their names post 2020 on air, it must be positive. I don't know, it's hard to say. Things change with the weather sometimes, but for them, I would crown them with this, tassel them with this. You have to be more person oriented. You can't, when they come in with the black marks, it's not for me. Now, I'm not saying there aren't black marks. People can do what they want to do with their companies and their countries and whatever they want. But I'm gearing towards a different direction. I'm gearing towards a longer term vision, 2060 and beyond. I'll be long gone by then, but we're talking about the space. We're talking about the health of the planet. We're talking about the strength of the infrastructure, and the camaraderie between people here. Now, so-and-so sits up in his hole and drinks and punches holes in the wall. He doesn't necessarily know what the problem is, and I would probably venture to say that there's a lot of it about, and I think a lot of it's turned into abuse. I think a lot of it's turned into violence. A lot of it's getting fucked up, and that's why I'm like, hey, I have to bellow it out here, I guess, on this channel to stay abreast. I don't know how this thing will work, but I'm working on something, and I've been working on something, and there's been a lot of damages. It's like, I would like my profile back, my original profile. I'll change my name back and get my stuff back in order, but, it had gone insane, and, I don't know what happened. Like I said, I think that's another man's website. Okay? Well, that's all my work on it. And that's where we're coming into this kerfuffle, and then heads start bumping. And I don't like that. Because, I'm telling you, buddy, when you blow the head's gone. And, the string's out. And you got to worry about that, because for the long term, the health and the, creation of the thing is like, hey, there's not a whole lot I can do. It's not working, and I feel like they're punishing me. And then the poor guy, that was actually, I guess, a muscle memory, muscle memory type thing. Just, learning how to run myself. And I apologize to both the men in the world, everybody in the world. I mean, I'm your, I can't use that word, but as far as the world is concerned, I mean that wholeheartedly, you know. I'm eager to serve, but only in good ways for the remainder of my life. I'm not lying. You will see the kind of snips and traps that we can get rid of together, and hopefully nobody will get hurt, and it's going to be a better place. So type in the comments below how you think, how do you make amends, how do you fix before it's too late.